Hello beautiful ladies, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I just want to share with you my tried and tested tips on how to elevate your life. Recently I made a poll both of Instagram and my YouTube community tab asking you what type of content do you want to see on my YouTube channel, and vast majority of you voted for this type of content. So I'm starting a new series. I already have a YouTube playlist with relationship tips and advice, so I encourage you to check my older videos, and it makes me so happy that you voted for that, because it makes me so glad to be able to gather a community on this channel of women who are striving to be the best version of themselves, who are striving to better their life, whether it's career, whether it's relationship, or any other goal that you set your heart on. That makes me so happy, and hopefully we can go through this journey together. The tips I'm gonna give you today obviously do not work overnight. It's like training your body. You will not see result after one training or two or even three trainings, maybe slightly, but you have to put a work into it. Everything in life that is worth having requires dedication, consistency, attention, and hard work and persistence. Relationship, career, good body, health, relationships with people, everything that's worth having. Level of life you're living, the way you spend your free time, everything you have to work for, otherwise you will have to set yourself for mediocrity. Those tips that I'm just gonna mention in a moment, I tried and tested all of them on myself. My life has not always been the way it is now. I made extremely big amount of steps and changes in my life in the last 10 years. I did degree, I changed country of living 5 times, 6 times. I left very comfortable, well-paid job in a bank to be able to reach for more. I started my own company. I traveled whole entire world. I found a man of my dreams who's a very valuable man, and in general I keep ticking the goals off my list. But that is not something that came to me, that fall of the sky to me. This is everything I work for. I bought this beautiful apartment right here that you can see with my own money that I worked for. So everything I have in my life, whether it's a state of mind, whether it's relationship, career, materialistic possessions, I worked hard for in my life. And if I could do it, you can do it as well. Whatever I achieved, you can achieve as well. You just have to set a plan of the game and follow the rules. Obviously those are all small steps, but you have to practice them every single day, and consistency is the key, which will lead you to your desired outcome. All those things I'm going to mention right now may seem like not a big steps, but they are small steps but big in results. So let's get started. Let me share with you all the tips that I've been practicing over the years that has changed my life incredibly, and hopefully they can elevate your life as well, and you can achieve whatever you want. And I wish wholeheartedly the best for each and every single of you watching this channel. Let's get started. Surround yourself with people who are better than you, with people who has ambitions, goals, plans, who are motivation. Try to avoid people with no ambition, people who are complaining all the time, and just negative people. I see no reason in complaining all the time and dwelling on misery and just being negative, because that doesn't solve your problem. It doesn't get you anywhere. You just have to take actions, and you just have to start getting out of the place which you are not satisfied with. But complaining is something that I just can't stand, and negative people will keep you at their level, and they will just find justification and excuses for them to live mediocre life, and they just will try to keep you on their level. Just remove those. Anyone has reasons to complain, but everyone has a choice not to. I come from a background which is far from perfect. I'm not going to go there right now in this episode. I also have a severe, very serious health issues, but I never focus on negativities. I just strive to always reach for more and always look for what can be done better, and setting new goals and surrounding myself with people who think alike. Because as the saying says, great minds things alike, and if you surround yourself with people better than you, you will jump up to their level very soon. Set your boundaries. Our society teaches us that you have to be kind, and sometimes being kind is mistaken with being taken advantage of. I'm all about being kind within a reason, till when people take advantage of you and it doesn't serve you. It leaves you exploited, it leaves you feel depleted, it leaves you feeling like you are running on empty. You have to set boundaries for your health, both physical and mental and emotional. You can be there for people within a reason. But when people are wasting your time, for example, for venting or using you or whatever, you have to set your boundaries, because the first and the most important asset that you have in your life, it's your time and your sanity. Without these two, you can't go any further with achieving any goals. So set your boundaries whenever you feel that you are bending yourself for a service of others, which doesn't really serve you this much and it's quite pointless. You have to voice that, and you should not be afraid to voice that. It has nothing to do with being selfish. Having boundaries actually makes you being more respected, and people will value you more if you have ability of setting boundaries. You are there when you are needed, but everything within a reason and limits. That leads me to a very similar rule number 3, which is learn to be assertive. Being assertive is a virtue that has to be learned and practiced. You know, we are being raised in society in order, especially women, in order to be nice, you are kind of trained to always agree to expectations of others. Well, you don't have to do that. You have to be assertive and put yourself first. I'm saying that again, it doesn't mean being selfish and self-centered. It means managing your own healthy balance. Right. Whether it's with your family, whether it's with your friends, whether it with your partner, whether it's with their workload, you have to be assertive and pick and choose what serves you the most. Same with family. If there is unfair workload in the family, for example, you're the wife and the husband is not adding as much as you, that's also not fair, and it should not run to depleting one part of another, because you can only be the best, name it, wife, partner, worker, whatever, when you are feeling good, satisfied. No one can pour from empty and nobody can run on empty. So sacrifice as much as society teaches us, it's not actually such a good thing. Sacrificing till the point when you feel that you give more than take, it will serve everyone else but you, and then you can only be a sufficient addition to others people's life when you are not depleted and when you are well taken care of by yourself first. Take a closer look on where does the most of your energy during the day go. Do you spend your time watching TV? Do you spend your time hanging out and listening to the same stories of negative people who are complaining? Do you spend your time taking care of yourself, whether it's exercise or spending extra time to make a homemade meal? Just try to choose and see and assess where you allocate your biggest assets, which is energy and time, and that will let you assess where it will take you and where it will lead you. Think of the way you dress. Unfortunately, whether we like it or not, we still live in some kind of superficial society, and we are on a daily basis surrounded by people who would, regardless of their best intention, judge you at the first impression by the way you look. The rest will follow, but the first impression only comes once. Obviously, the way you dress is a matter of taste, it's a matter of where you live, it's a matter of culture, but just ask yourself whether you want to look like this or like this. And I will just leave it there. Think of the way you talk. We all come from different backgrounds, we all come from different education, yet we still can work on our level of being outspoken, of our vocabulary, of our ability to form and build sentences, about a range of the words we use. Take a closer look of how you talk, the word you choose, the sentences that you form, how complex your sentences are, and how well you deliver the message that you are trying to deliver. That will also gain you respect, that will open the door to different circles of people for you, and that will make you a person who is in generally more valued in the company. Try to cautiously work on the new patterns of the way you spend your free time. We as humans are unfortunately quite convenient creatures who, you may use another word for the lack of a better word, are lazy. Our brain tends to fall into relaxation mode by being lazy. Majority of people for relaxation will choose mindlessly skipping through not very valuable TV programs which doesn't benefit you in any way. It's just like a time filler and waste your precious time that you could do for something else. I'm not saying that we all should work around the clock. I'm just saying that we should train our brain to take satisfaction of beneficial forms of rest. During your free time when you are tired, you can rest watching some documentary which would be beneficial to you, something that will expand your knowledge, something that will broaden your horizons, something that will make you learn something. And learning something doesn't necessarily have to be chores. I mean, just choose wisely what you feed your brain with. It's not only about what you watch, it's also how you spend your free time. I mean, whether you are just being a couch potatoes when you are tired, or you make that extra mile and effort to go and have a workout, not even go out, like 10 minutes at home. You can have a 10 minutes at home workout, no matter what. There's no excuses. I don't care if you are busy, if you are a working mother, if you are single mother, 10 minutes in a day, I assure you, you can find. And even if you can't, you should try, because that serves you and everyone else around you if you do it, believe me. Making wise choices of how you spend your free time and relaxation choices is the same thing as choosing cautiously of what you snack. Some people will, out of laziness or habit or a bad habit, choose going for unhealthy snacks, fast food, deep fried food. Everything will show over the years. Everything will come and get you. But as much as we can shift our brains and train our mind to ditch sugars, unhealthy things and all that, I did so many things. You can't even believe what I did with my diet. I mentioned that a couple of times, but I'm going to explore that subject thoroughly in one of dedicated videos. But believe me, the quality of your life will improve tremendously once you have a power over your brain to make cautious choices, whether it's eating habits, whether it's your body, taking care of your body, whether it's setting boundaries in relationships, everyday life. You need to take control of your life, and that starts from the small daily habits, the small tiny steps, because the day is consisted of only so many things. That includes chilling, resting, working, so many things. So every single area is a place to implement new things that will lead you to a greater you. Invest both time and money into your general well-being, and by that I mean things I already discussed, which means eating habit, taking care of your body in general, exercise-wise, but also cutting out toxic people out of your life, shifting your career, getting out of the job that drains you, doesn't serve you anymore and stresses you, which will also affect you in the long run. I changed my job so many times in my life. In general, I changed my life so many times in my life, moving-wise, personal changes, career changes, places of living changes. Every change that comes to your brain, you name it, I did it. It was painful at the time. I was scared, I was unsure, I was uncertain, I was afraid, I was suffering, but I did them all, and all of them worked out for the better. Be fearless. Go after who you want to be. Do not afraid to make choices, take risks, make changes in your life which will lead you to who you want to be. I know to someone of you who watches First time this type of content may seem like, oh, it's easier said than done. Believe me, it's not easier said, neither it's easier done. I've been through that from the very beginning. I cried, I was ripping my hair off my head. I was, all my brain was not in the right place. I was not in the right mindset. It is all a matter of work and how much you want to dedicate to get your life to where you want to be. And as I said, I made so many shifts in my life, work-wise, personal life-wise, to achieve the relationship of my dreams that I have now, to get to where I am in life now, financially, mentally, physically. Lots of factors and things are not within our control. Like, for example, health-wise, we can control it to a certain degree by eating right, exercising right. But still, for example, I got very sick, and that's very severe condition that affected my life greatly. For the last half year, I was not even myself mentally, physically, or any kind of way you can think of. Yet I made a choice not to give up, and I'm still not giving up, and I'm still working through it. It's all a matter of character, moral spine, work ethic, and willingness to not give up and just go through it. And I know that many people could give up. In my situation, just lie in bed and cry and complain how sick they are. You have a choice still of not doing it, regardless of the life circumstances that you are, and sometimes they may be very bad. Also, by being fearless, I mean go after your dreams regardless of fear of failure. Every shift in life, career-wise, any big step brings us a fear. What if I fail? What if it will go wrong? Well, guess what? I did things in my life that failed, that went wrong, that made me lose money, that made me lose hope in humanity. Well, still I did it. I didn't gain what I wanted, but I learned things that I didn't expect to learn, and I couldn't learn in any other ways. So failures are a lesson, and only those who don't do anything do not fail. And so it's easy to say I didn't fail because you didn't do anything, probably. Do not afraid of failing. People of value, people who are successful, people who are doing something with their lives will never ever judge you for failing, because it's like they would be judging you for trying. Only people who are complacent with where they are in their mediocre life would only judge you for trying and for failing, because your failure would just make them feel better with where they are in their low level of life. But those are people that the opinions of you should not be interested in the first place, let's face it. So do not care what people say, do not care whether you fail or not. Have faith in yourself, do not sabotage yourself, just go for it, just go for it. Those are my tips on how to elevate your life. Obviously there are so many things more that you can do, and the ways of working on yourself are endless. Those are just the basic things, in my opinion, to start with. And I hope that you can all benefit from this video and it will help all of you. Please also let me know down in the comments what are your ideas of elevating your life in any possible way that comes to your mind. I hope you will subscribe if you haven't done that yet, so we can go through this journey together. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.